97.9, 105.5, KISS FM. It's Big Poppa and Banna on the Lennon's Jewelers hotline. This is really awesome. The author of the Divergent series of books, Veronica Roth, is on the line. Veronica, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Where are we catching you this morning?
I am in New York City.
Oh.
This has got to be a real hectic week for you.
It's kind of at the tail end right now, actually. I've been kind of traveling a little bit, but tonight there's the New York premiere of Insurgent, and then I go home tomorrow.
Oh, nice. So once you get once you get done with the New York premiere, it's like, okay, you can relax a little bit.
Yeah, I think I'm going to sleep for like a full 3 days and eat a lot of pizza because I don't have to fit into that dress anymore.
That sounds amazing.
People really don't realize when you're doing a media tour to promote something, it really is. It's like 24/7 for a couple weeks, right?
Yeah, it's been I think it's been a full 2 weeks now, and I got off light. The actors, man, it's much crazier for them.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. Again, Veronica Roth on the Lennon's Jewelers hotline. You can follow her on Twitter at Veronica Roth. And of course, Insurgent opens this weekend, going to be the biggest movie in the country. I know it's impolite to ask age, but the fact is you're in your mid-20s.
Yes.
And the amount of success that you've had with writing and whatnot really is, it's incredible for any author, but to have this kind of success in your mid-20s is just, it's amazing.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I've been writing every day since I was 11, so...
Oh, my.
Not that, this was bound to happen or anything like that, because that's insane. Like you said, any author is lucky to have something like this happen at kind of at any age. But I did work, for a long time toward the goal of having a book published, at least.
Oh yeah, and I'm not trying to call you like a one-hit wonder. No, that's not the case at all. But the fact is, having the success is incredible. I'm wondering, just from it's not often that we get to talk to successful authors.
Exactly.
So my question is, for people that are growing up and they're writing and they're coming up with stories and they're putting them down on paper or typing them out or whatever. What's the best way to kind of get their foot in the door? Because that's people write and whatnot, but taking it to that next step really is something a lot of people don't know how to do.
Right. Well, I don't know. I consulted Google to figure out how to get published because I didn't really understand the process very well.
When in doubt, Google it, right?
Yeah, Google it. It's very useful, surprisingly. But generally for young writers, the best advice I have is to improve the craft of writing because there's very few things that you can control. You can't control how agents or publishers or people are going to react to your work. All you can do is try to make the work itself as good as possible. And I have this maybe naive belief that if your work is good, eventually something will happen for you. So that's kind of my advice. Stop thinking so much about how to get somewhere, but just focus on the work itself.
Sure. We're talking to Veronica Roth. She is the author of all of the Divergent series of books. And of course, the movie Insurgent opens this weekend. When it came to number one, when the book was when Divergent was published and whatnot, and then you ended up with the movie deal. It just kind of did it seem like it just kind of happened rapid fire, or like what was the time frame when that all kind of came down? Because that had to have been awesome. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just thinking about like if it were me, I would be like, oh my god,
It did throw me quite a bit, to be honest.
Because you were still in college, right?
I was. So in my senior year of college is when I got the book deal, like right before graduation, which was, that was the extent of my dream. I was like, book published someday, and I really didn't expect it to happen at such a young age or so early on. So that was just like crazy all by itself. And then the movie stuff, there started to be some interest from Hollywood, and I was just like, this is even beyond the scope of my dreaming. Like, this is something entirely new knew that I just didn't think would happen. So it's all been really surreal and exciting, and a little bewildering.
Now, I'm kind of curious as to how old you were when you got published.
I think I was 22 when the book came out.
And how long did it take you to finish the whole series?
Well, I guess it was like a book a year for 3 years, but then the year preceding, so four and a half years to do the whole series.
Wow. Sometimes it takes people a year to finish one book.
Yeah, I mean...
That's crazy.
It was kind of a tight... I kind of wrote it all as one book, just continuously, and then broke it into pieces.
Just kept going. Again, we're talking to Veronica Roth. She's the author of the Divergent series of books, and of course, go get the books. The books are always better than the movies. Obviously, she's here to promote the movie, but ask anybody, the books are always better because you can use your imagination.
Exactly.
Well, thanks so much.
You can follow her on Twitter at Veronica Roth, and VeronicaRothBooks.com is the website. Now, with that being said, seeing your story on the big screen, were there times where like, no, that's not what my vision was, or like, did you have any hands in like the way it looked, or were your hands off? Like, how was that kind of product? Because that had been like hard for you, right?
Yeah, it's a little tricky at first. But when a book gets published, you kind of start letting it go because you're like, all right, anyone who reads this will interpret it however they want, and that's totally normal and great. And then with the movie stuff, I just tried to work with people who respected the source material. So you kind of have to like put it in their hands and trust them, which is tough.
Right.
But I didn't really expect anything to match my image exactly because I was kind of excited to see what someone else imagined when they read the series. So everything has been definitely like faithful, I think, at least in terms of character and setting. But it's kind of fun to see this like new discovery of what your work could look like to people. So
that's very cool.
It is very cool.
Yeah, I see. I'm thinking if you've ever seen the movie Saving Mr. Banks with Tom Hanks, where he's Walt Disney, he's trying to get Mary trying to get Mary Poppins made, and the author of Mary Poppins is just like, no, it's not like that. I could see that kind of, and I'm not saying that you would, but I can understand like where you're coming from, and this is 4.5 years of your life, and somewhat you're trying to trust somebody to put it up there,
Yeah. Do you think they purposely picked Shailene Woodley like to be in the movie? I mean, you kind of look like each other. Just throwing it out there. I feel like they're like, well, Veronica wrote the book. Maybe we should put someone in here that kind of looks like her.
Well, that's very sweet. I think she and I have just kind of accidentally ended up with the same haircut.
That's what I'm saying.
Which is, otherwise, I'm not sure we would look that much alike because she is kind of stunning.
Listen, really,
right?
you're selling yourself short. Really, come on now,
you guys. Ego boost in the morning.
Listen. If it wasn't Big Poppa Banna in the morning, it would be Ego Boost in the morning.
Exactly.
Because damn, just saying. All right. So you're doing this media tour for Insurgent, which opens this weekend. In fact, we're doing a big VIP premiere. We bought out a theater. We're inviting listeners to.
Oh, how cool!
Yeah, that's and the phone lines are going nuts for it as well, which is awesome.
That's fantastic.
So you get done with this week is done with the publicity and whatnot. What's next for you? Are you back to writing more books? Are you trying to still putting together the next movie because there's one more left? What's next for you?
Well, I am writing a new series, yes. So I'm going to continue to write for young adults because I love them. And I'm writing a duology, so 2 books. And it's sort of in the vein of Star Wars in that it is set in space. And it's about a young man who unites with someone who's supposed to be his enemy to get revenge. And pretty early on right now, but it should be first book out 2017.
That's wow.
That sounds awesome.
Now this may be the dumbest question ever. How do you come up with the names? Like characters' names. How do you come up with names?
Like character names?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I feel like the character asks for a particular name. So like the main character Triss, I wanted her to have kind of an old-fashioned, stuffy-sounding first name. No offense meant to anyone named Beatrice, but that was kind of like the best example I could think of. But I wanted to shorten to like a tough-sounding nickname.
No, it's fine. It's my mom's name. You're fine. Go ahead.
No.
No, it's all right. We call her Grandma B. No worries.
I kind of love it, but it's old-fashioned.
Well, it is.
So So for her, it has
She's
to
like,
be-
great, I just insulted his mom. This is the worst interview ever.
I'm sure your mother has a great sense of humor about it.
Listen, she had to when she had me, for crying out loud. My gosh. Veronica Roth on the Lennon Jewelers hotline. Of course, Insurgent opened this weekend, and she's the author of the Divergent series. VeronicaRothBooks.com, and follow her on Twitter at Veronica Roth. Before we go, we do this with everyone. This is the quick six. It's 6 questions, 60 seconds. Let's everyone get to know a little bit more about you, all right?
All right, go ahead.
All right, here we go. 2 shows on your DVR right now.
Well, Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay, who is your favorite actor or actress?
Oh man, this is tough. Edward Norton.
Favorite toy as a child?
Legos.
Okay, now favorite toy as an adult.
Legos. I do have them.
You're at the bar. What's your drink of choice?
Gin and tonic.
Okay, you're out on a road trip. You stop at a convenience store. What are your go-to snacks?
Goldfish crackers.
Goldfish crackers.
That's what's up. Veronica Roth. She is the author of the Divergent series. And, of course, Insurgent opens this weekend. You're absolutely awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah, we just followed you on Twitter. And if you need anything, you're welcome anytime. Even if you're just kind of bored and you got writer's block, we'll have you on and we'll just talk about whatever, okay?
Oh, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
It's great to talk to you guys.
Veronica, congratulations. Veronica Roth, everybody. Absolutely, that's incredible.
Yes.
She's 26 years old.
I know. Amazing. Amazing talent.
Her Divergent got published, when she was 22.
22 years old.
What were you doing at 22?
Well, I wasn't doing that. I can tell you that.
All right, we're going to break. Come back. Big Poppa Banna on KISS FM.